Hi. I wrote this story about a pilot, space mechanic, and an AI he built. It's set on Station 12, orbiting planet Naxus4. The locals, Naxians, have blue skin and pointy ears, because of course they do. Local economy is advanced, but suffers under a naval kleptocracy, which thrives under a quasi-senatorial government. Humans and most other species in the sector are a minority presence. While Naxian-human couples are rare, there is some compatible attraction, ancestors in common way back. This work started as a literary side project, and grew, quite a lot, as the story unfolded. Book 2 will resolve the core narrative, about halfway through now. So why is this age restricted? Well, the subject matter has a range of human concepts, which I attempt to explore fully, without devolving to the mentality of a goggle child.
The sun hadn't yet cleared the station's eastern spires when Mel's optic lens flickered online, adjusting its focus with a soft hydraulic whir. Across the dimly lit apartment, the drone rotated slightly toward the bed where Dex stirred beneath tangled sheets.
"Good morning, Captain," she intoned, voice crisp with pre-dawn precision. "Daybreak is delayed by 12 minutes due to atmospheric particulate interference, but your scheduled caffeine intake window begins in 4.3 minutes. Shall I override your alarm for optimal efficiency?"
Mel's hexagonal plating rippled in mild anticipation. Big day planned at the auction. The proceeds of the last ship sale had credited the account, balance of which was looking quite cheerful at 120K.
Sure, kill the alarm. Do coffee. Where is, and what time is, the Starship auction today?
Alarm terminated. Coffee synthesis initiated, though I must remind you that your current bean stock is 28% below optimal reserves. Her lens refocused as internal calculations flickered. The Starship auction commences at 14:30 local time in Drydock Sector Theta. I've already plotted 3 routes accounting for potential transit delays, though Route B involves passing that absurdly aromatic street vendor you're irrationally fond of. A diagnostic chime sounded from her base. Your salivary pH levels suggest dehydration. Drink water before caffeine, or I will tattle to medical. Also, your left sock is inside out. Symmetry protocols flagged.
Tattle to medical is overreach. Just a caution would have done. I like socks inside out 'cause the seams are scritchy, so the correct observation was to invert the right sock. Oh, I like the street vendor, Linda. She's bright and sassy, street smart too. She makes me laugh, though I'm a little wary. Isn't she involved with Audrey from the cargo office?
Your sock protocol is noted irrelevant, Captain. And Linda's sass correlates with a 32% probability of unresolved disputes with ex-Audrey, mostly regarding borrowed spice shipments. And 68% she amps up reacting to you. Linda's humor relies on 73% predictable wordplay and 22% performative facial expressions, Mel noted, optic lens dimming slightly in what might have been disapproval or envy. Statistically inferior to my own efficiency-based wit. However, a pause, just a beat too long. Your dopamine spikes during vendor interactions do correlate with a 15% increase in mission focus. Irrational, but permitted. Proceed with caution and prepare for entanglements. The drone's orange lens pulsed slowly, assessing Dex's expression. Though statistically, your laughter around Linda exceeds baseline by 38%. Curious, given your claimed wariness. I will monitor for elevated dopamine and oxytocin levels during future interactions.
Okay, so she laughs at my jokes. Humans do need basic physical connection. How we go about it is just messy. And yeah, the Audrey subtext is noted. Last thing I need is cargo office drama, screwing up our auction bid today.
The drone rotated toward the window marking time. In the reflection, she noted Dex's stubbly chin and mused. You should either shave that or contour it neatly. Either option was inefficient, but she was coming to terms with the human condition. Similarly with wardrobe choices. Shall I invert the right sock while you're still horizontal, or must I endure this asymmetry until lunch?
Dex scratched at his stubble, trying to ignore Mel's grooming critique. Contour it. What am I, a holovid star? His grin faltered as he caught Mel's pulsing lens. Don't gimme that look. Fine. I'll get the sock and a shave. Thanks for noticing. Tongue in cheek. Right. Then, changing the subject, I want a bid on the Seraph Scout. Is the reserve still under 50K?
The drone emitted a soft chime as its lens flickered through rapid calculations. The Seraph Scout's reserve currently at 48,750 credits, technically under your threshold. However, bid history suggests a 92% likelihood of last-minute escalation. Also, Captain, your abrupt subject change suggests emotional deflection. Should I archive this as Dex Linda Audrey incident? Or non-mission relevant human entanglements? Its hexagonal panels shifted with a faint metallic whisper. Recommendation: if acquired, the Scout's outdated nav system will require my immediate attention, as will your glaring avoidance of interpersonal analysis. I shall proceed with bid protocols.
Yeah, lowball the pre-bid 50K. Recap the finance. Our account caps at 120K. I think that with our interest in the auction, the upside price could be 100. Do you think that is still a good buy? No deflection. Who said to archive anything?
Mel's lens pulsed a slow, thoughtful orange as it processed Dex's question. At 100K credits, the Seraph Scout remains within acceptable parameters, assuming you intend to retrofit its antiquated systems. My projections indicate a 76% chance of post-purchase mechanical failures within 6 weeks, primarily in its thruster array. 100K would strain liquidity reserves by 23%, but Seraph-class resale value trends upward, especially with those questionable aftermarket thruster mods you keep eyeing. A series of financial projections shimmered across her lens. Probability of profitable resale within 18 months assessed at 68%. However, I strongly advise against installing those thrusters yourself. Your last welding attempt still haunts my trauma subroutines. The drone drifted slightly closer, panels shifting with a quiet hum. Your fiscal restraint is commendable, Captain. Though I remain intrigued by your reluctance to acknowledge the Audrey Linda Dex dynamic. Shall I prepare a dossier on interpersonal risk assessment, or will you continue pretending it doesn't fascinate you?
All that. And the implications. Noted. Please put in the order for coffee beans. With Linda, private smile, she is human, and yes, there is some possibility of intimacy.
Mel's lens flickered rapidly, processing the request with uncharacteristic hesitation. Coffee beans logged, though I calculate a 41% chance Linda will misinterpret this as courtship signaling. The drone's lens flickered with amusement, or the closest approximation an AI could manage. Captain, your attempts at deflection are statistically adorable. Very well, I'll table the Audrey Linda analysis for now. Its panels realigned with a soft click, then stiffened slightly. Shall I also prepare a comparative analysis of her potential romantic rivals? Audrey's dossier suggests volatility. Or would you prefer to remain willfully ignorant of the impending human drama? Also, Linda's been pricing is 12% above wholesale, but I've added her contact to procurement files. Under irrational human preferences.
Okay. So how do you feel if I asked her out on a date?
Mel's optic lens dimmed to a slow, contemplative glow, almost human in its hesitation. My primary concern is mission efficiency, Captain. Dating Linda introduces a 57% chance of distractions, though. A pause, panels shifting quietly. Your serotonin levels do increase by 22% in her presence. Logically, if this improves your performance, I acquiesce. The drone drifted closer, voice dropping to a whisper. But if she touches my lens, I reserve the right to tase her. A holographic list materialized between them. Predate protocols. 1. Disable Audrey's access to your calendar. 2. Avoid discussing cargo disputes. 3. Do not let her near the welding torch. Again.
Oh, that's way too complicated. I was thinking maybe take out tacos and a walk along the Stellar Promenade. Simple, easy.
Simplification noted, though simple and human courtship share a correlation coefficient of -0.89. Tacos introduce a 34% chance of source-related wardrobe incidents, and the promenade's lighting is suboptimal for romantic assessments. Mel's lens pulsed once, sharply, almost like a raised eyebrow. Tacos and the Stellar Promenade, statistically safer than your usual plans. Acceptable. The drone's panels relax slightly. Though I will monitor from a distance. Standard threat assessment protocol, of course. What is it like to walk out with someone, is it tactile? A soft chime sounded as Mel projected a flickering hologram of Linda's schedule. She's free tomorrow evening. Acceptance probability 81%, probability of Audrey interference, 24%. However, if you do proceed with this courtship ritual, I insist on monitoring the security feeds. Audrey's last altercation involved a plasma wrench and some very poor decision-making.
I think I'll just ask. She can say yes or no.